In this type of question, even though it's junior form stuff, but usually you take you a really long time to handle. It's because we need to compare the slope, we need to compare the intercept. Sometimes we do not sure that what we need to compare for certain inequality. So, but anyway, if you are going to solve it, I would strongly suggest you to change the equation of straight line into slope-intercept form. That means we make y be the subject. Negative 1 over a times of x and then minus b over a. So we realize that the slope of L1 is negative 1 over a, while the y-intercept is negative b over a. After that, we focus on part on line 2, so negative bx minus c. We find that the y-intercept is negative c here and the slope is negative b. And before you handle any inequality, one thing very important is to identify a, b, c, are they positive or negative. So you must construct a table. A, b, c, only 3 items here this time. We start from the first finding is the slope is positive because this line is going up. So our first finding is negative 1 over a is larger than 0. Which means 1 over a itself is more than 0. That means a is negative value. We focus on b now. B is referred to this slope, L2 slope. So we find that this is downward sloping. Then we know negative b, the slope should be negative values, which means b itself is positive. About c, we find that c at the y-intercept here is above the ground, so this one is positive. Therefore, our final conclusion is negative c is larger than 0, which means c itself is negative value. After we identify are they positive or negative, then we can focus on this statement. Is c smaller than 0? Yes, c is negative, so this is correct. A times b is more than 1, so we may think about it. A is negative times some positive, so ab is more than 0. Of course, it's more than 1 also, so this is also correct. Finally, related to a, b, and c, so we may look at the y-intercept. We find out that c is higher, so negative c should larger than negative b over a. This y-intercept is larger than this. Handle, divide both sides by negative. It's trigger a change in the direction. And finally, what I want is both sides times a because I don't want a fraction. Whenever you times the unknown, you have to think very carefully. Is that unknown positive or negative? We already found a is negative, so it will trigger a change in the direction. Therefore, we have the conclusion AC should larger than B, which is not the same as the statement here. So only 1 and 2 is correct.